Brendan Mortensen here from the PNC Digital Desk, presented by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865. Orioles pick up a win. Here's Tony Mansolino.
I think we've kind of seen that out of the pen the last 3, 4, 5 outings. I don't know if that looked a whole lot different than it has here recently. Obviously, a very different look than his previous starts. But we talked about it the other day. I think it's okay to connect the dots between you go to the pen, you get taken out of a lot of pressure situations, you get some time to work on some things and kind of get things fixed to where they need to be, and then they come back and kind of look like their former selves. So I think that's probably what we saw just now.
Speaking of, how confident was the team he could get back to this one at some point?
Well, he's got a long track record. We were very confident. We knew that we kind of need to take our foot off the gas with him a little bit and give him a chance to kind of fix himself. And, a guy that's been that successful for so long, it probably shouldn't be that big of a surprise.
Speaking of doing things differently, there was a lot of opposite field hitting today. Was that by design? Are you guys, changing your approach, or was that what was available?
I'm pretty sure. I mean, I've sat in those hitter meetings all year, and they've talked about that a lot. So just the messaging probably wasn't a whole lot different from the hitting staff and the game prep in that sense. Obviously, they executed it probably as good as we've seen all year today.
You've talked about one day at a time. So it's a good mindset to take. But is momentum a real thing when a team can string wins together?
I think so. Way more in baseball than people think. I think we see it in basketball and football all the time. We're all fans of those sports. People in a Major League clubhouse, Major League Baseball clubhouse will tell you momentum is real, and I would be in agreement.
With Dylan Carlson, maybe struggles early on, just wasn't getting a whole lot of playing time, but are you seeing him maybe look more comfortable and maybe allowing him the last couple of days to start popping off?
I'm really happy for him, man. I mean, that's his former organization. That means a lot to him to kind of go out there in that game, play center field, get a couple big hits, kind of get us going the first time, and then the big home run. But, yeah, he's looked good. I think we've talked about it a lot. Like, he came out of spring training, and he looked great, man. You guys all saw it. He had a great camp. And he kind of goes to Norfolk, and that's tough. When you've been in the big leagues for 5, 6 years and you have to go back to AAA, there's some soul searching that happens right there. So, and then you get back to the big leagues and you sit for 4 days, and you might get a pinch hit against a late inning reliever, and then we make assumptions that he can't do it. But the reality is he probably just didn't get an opportunity. And just because of where we're at in terms of the roster and the health and everything, he's gotten a little bit of a run right here, and he's definitely taking advantage of it.
Dealing with anything that he was
just trying to keep the guy fresh. The double headers, the day games, kind of everything going into that. Just trying to make sure that Ced is in a place to help carry us going forward.
And then when it went into the decision to get Trump up here in DFA Hummel?
Adley was unavailable today. He's going through the process still, and we just wanted to make sure that we had a guy that is caught in the major leagues here recently available.
Optimistic that Adley would be able to avoid IL?
He's just going through the process right now. We'll see where it goes.
That's all here from the PNC Digital Desk, presented by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865.